Hello, hello, welcome in. It is, what day is today? Wednesday, September 22nd. And my name is Matt. I am hosting, I typically host on Wednesdays. Dave and I host, Dave typically hosts 4 days a week. I host 1 day a week. If you are just tuning in, just joining us, welcome. Typically we have a bunch of people who tune in live and then a bunch of people who tune in via replay. So if you're live or you're on a replay, hi, good to see you. Welcome in. Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. And we have an awesome guest. For those of you who don't know, typically on these shows, unless something drastic happens last second or something, we have awesome guests that come on, whether they're people who have taken our challenge, whether they are affiliates of ours or whatever. They're just real people. And so, we don't actually script these shows at all. We do ask a few questions, but we don't really script the show. I came on here 2 minutes ago. I said, "Hey, Daniel, you ready to go live?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Awesome." So, Daniel, welcome to the show, my man. Where are you calling in from?
Hey, thank you. So I'm calling from Livermore, California.
Okay.
As you
Sweet.
can see, it's still dark behind me. It's like 7 a.m. over here.
Yeah, well, I'm in Phoenix, so I'm at 7 a.m. too.
Right on. Yeah, I can see
And
that.
yeah, so yesterday I was telling our guest yesterday, I have lights here in the office, or like a ceiling fan light, and then I have a spotlight kind of thing. It's like a photo lighting thing. Both of those burned out yesterday,
Oh, no.
and I can't get the thing off the ceiling fan to replace the light. So anyway, I'm basically in the dark with this 26-inch screen. I can just, basically pull open, white windows on it, and it just glows a
Yeah.
little bit.
Hey, you
So it
know
works
what?
out.
It's a good workaround. It works.
Yeah.
Show must
It's,
go on, right?
it's a little ridiculous. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Anyway, how have you been? This isn't your first time on, is it?
Yeah, it's my first time on
It is.
Wake Up
Man,
Legendary.
I thought maybe you had been on before. First time. Let's go, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
so walk us through, bring us. I don't know why your name sounds familiar or something. Maybe you tune into webinars. I don't know what it is. I just thought, man, I've
I
seen this guy's name
I
before.
probably emailed you a couple times.
Okay.
I've been on the Thursday calls a few times, so
Okay, cool. All
but
right.
it's been a while. That's why, because after I kind of got
Cool.
it and I stopped asking you questions.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Well, that's good, man. That's good. I like when, the questions stop and then suddenly the money, they're doing well. So tell me, I'm mostly curious, like you said you tried some drop shipping. Tell us just a little bit about your journey going online. You can take us back to different jobs you've done and then, why'd you try to do something online?
absolutely. I think it probably all should start where I felt I was doing really good in life with my career. What that really meant to me was that I was climbing the corporate ladder. I was earning a lot of good money, getting bonuses, doing all that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really enjoying life, right? I mean, my kids didn't really know me. I was barely ever home. I had to be at work all the time, and that just sucked. And
Hmm.
I got with one of my friends, and he had like quit that life, and he started going online, and he was doing pretty good. And I was looking at him, and I was like, "Oh, damn! Like he's doing this properly. What's wrong with me, right?"
Yeah.
So then at that point, I decided I have to do something online,
Okay.
and it goes much deeper than that. Like I ended up getting a divorce, and all kinds of stuff happened.
Wow.
But I'm gonna skip through that and try to
Cool.
get to the
That's
part
fine.
where we got through the drop shipping. So I started trying to do that, and I kind of realized that it wasn't for me. I didn't really like the approach. It didn't really speak to me, so
Hmm.
I stopped. And then after that, I developed some glasses. I wanted to do e-commerce, so I
Cool.
got my own product. I got with a company in China that manufactured it for me and all that. And then what I learned after that is that I wasn't very good at marketing. So how am I going to sell these glasses if I'm not very good at marketing, right? Um,
Yes.
and actually, even before those two, that friend and I that I mentioned, we started this application for the iPhone,
Cool.
and that also failed because of marketing. And so the
Mhm.
common denominator to all that was marketing. And at that point, I realized like I need to learn marketing.
Mm.
And so it was shortly after that I stumbled upon Legendary Marketer, and that was it. Like, the rest is history. It's been great. The tools I've been learning have been so good.
That's really cool, man. Yeah, that's so fascinating because there's so many good businesses and business ideas out there that sort of die just this silent death. It makes me think of like Shark Tank. A lot of times people come on there and they're like, hey, actually, hang on, let me pull my mic. There we go. I just realized that my microphone was like 3 feet away from me.
Gotcha.
It makes me think of like Shark Tank. Sometimes people come on there and they're like, oh my gosh, this guy's brilliant. Like, this is a super smart product. They have everything there. And they're like, how many sales do you have? And they're like, none. Like, I can't sell myself out of a wet paper bag. Like, I have no sales. I can't generate a customer if I tried. And it just kind of makes me think of that. Not that, yours should be that bad or that drastic, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As a matter of fact, with everything that I've learned now, I'm going to be relaunching the glasses, because I had a website, not a funnel, right? And so I've just created a funnel. I
Cool.
should probably be launching those shortly. And with all the new techniques that I learned at Legendary, we'll see how this goes the second time around.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, man, I think one big piece of that is even just having your eyes open to different ways to market it, right? So like,
Absolutely.
forget about like how to absolutely execute marketing for every different style of product, but it's more about like direct response marketing. Like, how do you make somebody, or how do you allow somebody to make a decision to purchase a product right now, snap in the moment, let's go. And you can do that on TikTok, YouTube. You could do it on, all these different platforms. But like, I know you've got 71,000 followers on TikTok, for instance. Like it's not that far of a gap for you to then take that, that experience you've got to create some virality and go and do that on TikTok, or create a TikTok ad, that's like, hey, check out these new glasses. You know what I'm saying? And like, I kind of respect that outlook too, where like people take sort of the knowledge that they get here at Legendary and they will try different products. Or, I sort of view it as, maybe, I don't know, you can tell me how you view this, but I sort of view it as just like a diversification of income, right? So like, the more that you're in the online space, the more you realize there's a lot of volatility, and you've got to have a sense of cash flow that's driving that and keep that pipeline full. And if you can do that, you're going to have a really solid online sustainable business. But then on the side of that, like, it's good as an entrepreneur, especially an online entrepreneur, to have your, I don't know, have your feet or whatever in different sort of water, trying different things and always keeping you know what I mean? I don't know if this is making sense, but
yeah, no, I
having that
understand.
sort of multiple stream of income coming in, I think, helps people feel a bit more secure. I think the trick becomes, how do I not let go of what's working for me and just add this new thing on top of it? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, I completely agree with that. And that happened to me, actually, as I started seeing some success with Legendary Marketer, right? I was like, okay, this stuff is great. I like it. I'm going to do it in other places. And then
Yeah.
I stopped doing what was working.
Right.
And it very quickly became apparent. And so I said, oh, okay, hold on. So I had to take a step back and rethink everything. And now, I just kind of built systems for myself.
Good.
To where this is, I need to do this. This is like the necessary thing that I have to do every day. And then I can add on to that with all these various other things that I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And it's just that discipline, right? You get that discipline, and it's almost really just like creating a habit. Once you're in that habit, then you know what that habit is, and that it's going to keep whatever your business is going. But I completely agree with you that you have to keep planting seeds, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, we just went through a pandemic. We know how short-lived some things can be. And so if we don't keep planting seeds everywhere, then when something like that comes again, like, we won't be ready if we only have one source of income.
That's
How I
right.
look at it. And so we have to keep building those multiple income sources.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that, there's an element to which, you know, I was just looking at your TikTok. I just saw you 500,000 video, 500,000 views on your last video, the video you just did. And I think that, people, sometimes what happens is people let go of what's working right now and chase or pursuit of something that might even be hotter, or something that might be new or fresh. But it's always a good practice to sort of go back and look and just say like, what have I done in the last 6 months or last year that exponentially worked, right? That exponentially had a massive result for me personally or my business or whatever. Let's try that again. Like let's double down on that again. But anyway, I think that what I see you doing really well is I just feel like you're a model of consistency. And you said, even that you kind of got away from what was working, but I don't know, at least to me, I don't think you ever really got away from like the consistency of creating content and bettering yourself in that skill set. And when you get a video that's viewed 500,000 times, I mean, you start to see some sales come in from that typically. You start to see some sort of result from that typically. So how long, I wanted to just go back, how long ago did you discover Legendary?
It was early May.
In May,
this
okay.
year. Yeah.
So not that long ago, 4 or 5 months. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're looking into marketing, you're looking to do the drop shipping, you're looking into maybe your own product, stuff like that. What in the last, let's say 4 months has been most difficult, or like something that's been frustrating, or like, just like, I can't crack this code, or, what's the big hurdle been?
Yeah, I would say the copywriting. Right? Because with Legendary, I felt I'm pretty techie. So in terms of the backend, I had that thing done in like my first weekend. But before the next weekend came, I already had an ebook out on Amazon and everything. Like all that stuff came really easy to me. And so when I got down to making the videos, first of all, like I felt super awkward. So just getting the videos done was awkward. But then the copywriting going into the videos, I couldn't get it right. And I tuned into those Thursdays as much as I could.
Sure.
And I mean, as a matter of fact, while we're on that topic, I would definitely suggest that everybody watching, find that one video that did really good for you and copy everything about it except for maybe the subject. As in, like, wear the same shirt, start off with the same hook line, use the same sound. You know what I mean? Like, be as consistent as you possibly can with the one that worked, because you don't know what part of it worked, but something worked. And after that, just maybe change the subject. And you guys can go look at my profile. I think I have a video with like 2.8 million views. And you'll see that the moment I got that one, I started making a bunch of other videos where I started the same way. I used the same sort of words, and they all did well. They all went viral. And so
it has
I highly
3.1
suggest that.
million views now.
Oh, does it? Yeah, actually, you surprised me when you said 70K. I had like 60 something last night. So it works, right? It grows and it happens.
Yeah, for sure it does. It's just a formula, I think. I mean, I think the crazy part is, where in the place where you're at, where, sales start flowing in 1 or 2 a day, 3, 4 a day, stuff like that. I think that, it's super key and important to dial into those things. How do you start a video? What did you do to start that video, right? Like, what exactly, is it the same shirt? Is it the same voice? Is it the same, like all of that stuff? Is it the same hook? And I liked also what you said, I thought was crucial, is the copywriting piece, because there is an element to which a techie person, I'm kind of a techie person like you, the techie person comes in and thinks, oh, this is just all about putting together some websites and pages together. Okay, I can do that. And then suddenly you're a week in and you realize like, oh, this is actually a game of copywriting and using words and psychology. And that's really key. That's super important. And I like that a lot. Because, yeah, it is. Even on video, people say, copywriting, isn't that about blogging or writing sales pages?
Yeah.
Well, every headline that you've got on your TikTok, everything is all copy. It's literally just all copywriting. It's super interesting. So you dive into the business blueprints. What element would you say about Legendary helped most? Was it like the affiliate marketing blueprint, or what exactly helped you the most in that copywriting thing? Or maybe it wasn't even Legendary as much, like our courses, as much as it maybe was our community, or what do you think helped most?
Um, I think honestly, it was those Thursday sort of trainings that we do, the
Oh,
group
yeah.
trainings on Thursday. They
Okay.
they were
So for
great.
everybody who doesn't know, our business blueprints buyers, people who purchase our business blueprints, you can get they get free access every Thursday. I host a live webinar at 3 p.m. Eastern. We've been doing it for 2.5 years. So that's what he's referencing. I just wanted to clarify that so we don't have a bunch of people like, hey, how do I get on your webinar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Those have been crucial because don't get me wrong, I've definitely watched like the copywriting videos. I watched them over like not just one time, but like two, three times, and they're
Yep.
good. And I took my notes and all that. But I think for me, my style of learning is when you were able to point us in the direction of, hey, look at this video, look how this was done, look how that, like that allows me to learn much quicker, and I'm able to really understand why that copy was so good. And so it was all the
Mm.
different accounts that you generally use as examples. That stuff is, it's gold for me, right? It's,
Yep.
I'll watch it and I'll say, okay, now I understand how that was implemented there and whatnot, and how
Mm.
can I do the same? And
Fascinating.
yeah, and I mean, I guess if you go a step further than that, in the blueprints we also have like coaching, right?
Mm.
And so that's another one that I've kind of learned and went and implemented. Like I generally do that more on my Instagram side.
Okay.
But yeah, it's totally helped, and I'm able to help people because of all the learning I've done with the copywriting.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
the techie stuff, like it comes so easy to me that I feel like that I can just help anyone on really quickly.
right.
But I guess I'm the one that's so fascinated with the copywriting portion that I give it more importance.
Yeah, well, I think it needs more importance, especially in this world, and everybody who's watching this is all talking about. Well, everybody's always just like, well, how do I just set it up so that I don't have to be there, or that I don't have. How do I get this automated passive income? And yes, elements of it are passive and automated, right? Like, you could be sitting here right now and selling product, selling all sorts of stuff, making income, and you're just sitting here on a live and not really selling anybody anything. Um, but there's also elements of like, it's a business. And I think sometimes people forget that piece, which is like, hey, no, this is actually a business. Like, a business requires work and
Yeah.
attention and learning a new skill like copywriting. So you get online, you go on TikTok, and my guess is you were like, okay, it seems like TikTok's kind of the place to go. It seems like where everybody's at. Let's try to figure this out. Start creating videos. Tell us a little bit about your routine. Do you create like a video a day or less, or do you ever go live? Like, what's your routine on TikTok like?
Yeah, absolutely. So I start off my morning actually on Instagram.
Nice.
And so I'll do a post on Instagram, and maybe about an hour after the post, I go on TikTok and I create a video.
Okay.
And then I download that video and I bring it over to Instagram. And my goal is to get 3 videos a day. And if it's not exactly three, then at least get two decent quality ones.
Okay.
And then after that, I focus my energy on just Instagram throughout the day, because that's where I'm getting the DMs and that's where I'm getting the engagement,
Yep.
right? Like I do feel like TikTok is a bit more passive.
Yep.
If you have a video that's going viral on TikTok, you don't really need to touch TikTok. Like you're fine. Um,
Right.
but on Instagram, like there's the ability to nurture your followers a lot more. And so
Yeah.
for that, it requires you to be there, which I'm perfectly okay with because I feel like I continue to learn that much more
Right.
from my followers and what they want, what they're looking for, and things like that.
Yep.
But yeah, so like I guess going back to your original question, 2 videos a day is like generally my goal on TikTok.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of people who have viral videos going, and you should test this. Here, let me give you a little challenge. You should test this sometime. Sometime, try like for a month. Like schedule a live once a week. Like not a long live. You don't have to go live for hours, but um, what a lot of people don't see on the back end that I see is a lot of conversions from live videos. So, and in bunches. So like people have, 100,000 followers or something, and they kind of watch your videos and whatever. And then you say like, hey, you actually post or you put in your bio, like I go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right? Or 10 p.m. Eastern or something. And then what happens is people are going to pop in and out. And even yesterday's guest, we were talking with Jason, he was kind of like, yeah, I didn't really love it because people went in and out. And I think that that's cool. That's fine. Like you don't have to love it. You don't have to do it. But I think a really underrated piece of this whole thing is going live on TikTok and teaching like for 10 minutes, giving a little mini lesson, right? And actually putting something like you can do a green screen of like a sales funnel above your head or something, like you could get pretty
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Most people don't even do that, but I think you could get really like some good copy and curiosity with a green screen. And what I've seen work really well is, for instance, this girl King, this was maybe late last year, early this year, had a pretty huge following on TikTok, was getting a lot of viral videos. And she was like, hey, I can't make sales. I'm not selling any product. And I said, and so we determined probably the best route is to go live, and sales just started pouring in. In her case, she didn't love going live so much. She felt like it wasn't quite automated enough. But I was like, look, I mean, if you can go live to 5 to 10x your sales, right? Not just followers, but now you got people buying. I think it's worth it. If it's like 30 to 60 minutes a day, or even if you do it once a week. But I think she started doing it daily because it was like, man, I can literally 5x my sales by going live. You should try that out.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it every day. Like, and especially if you don't like it. But what I tell people is like once a week for 30 to 60 minutes. I mean, that's nothing, in comparison. And you can take all of those followers who are like, dang, this is cool. I like this guy. And suddenly on a live, I think that people underrate the psychology of what happens there. It's like, okay, now this person was just this kind of like fuzzy idea of shell of a human that I've seen make some cool videos, to now it's like, oh my gosh, let me lean in and like, let me get a little like real knowledge here from Daniel. And you can seed throughout the live, like, hey, by the way, there's a link in my bio. If you go and purchase this $7, or what your eyeglasses or whatever, you can get a free 15-minute coaching session with me, or you can get a free Zoom call with me. After you purchase, send me an email, send me a TikTok DM, whatever. I'll hop on a Zoom, give you a little 10-minute kind of motivational, like, hey, here's what I recommend that you do. And then that way there's incentive to buy right now, right? And so I don't always tell people to go salesy. I tell people on your timeline, don't go salesy. Don't sell anything. That's just creating curiosity. It's opening people's minds. It's using really good copy to get people curious. Like, what's this all about? What's this guy talking about? But in lives, you can really connect with people, and you can say, hey, like, what are you here for, man? Like, what's going on? How are you doing? And like, you're sitting here watching my live, like, what's up? And you can get real, feedback in real time with people. It's so powerful. I think it's really underrated for the amount of effort that goes into getting 70,000 followers on TikTok. For me, it's always like, why not just capitalize on that and go live once a week and really make the most out of those people? Because You do
Yeah,
the
no,
same on
absolutely.
Instagram, the way you say you're cultivating that following a little more. I think it is possible on TikTok, and you can sort of combine the elements of virality with intimacy and actually connecting and growing those sales a lot more. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, as a matter of fact, I've been thinking about doing a live on TikTok, just haven't gotten around to it. But man, after that speech, I absolutely have to go live. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you not go live after hearing that?
Yeah, well, some of our top people, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Calvin's done that for a long time. But also, like, I'm just gonna like give you, everybody's talking about the vaccine, right? Hey, let me vaccinate you about what you might experience. So, and what I mean is, I'm gonna give you a little dose of what you might feel when you first go live, so that when you feel it, you're not like, oh my god, this sucks. So a lot of
Oh,
times, like the first live or the second live or the third live, it's very hard to get it's at least for me, and I know for a lot of other people, it's really hard to get sort of real traction and to get the feel of like, how do I want to do this? Like, what
mhm.
exactly am I trying to do here? How am I going to. So I would test out a few different things. One is I would just test out like a 10-minute lesson, like, and it can be super simple. Like, here's how sales funnels are better than websites for selling shit online, right? And then it's like, that's easy. You could probably sit and just talk about that for 10 minutes, right?
Mhm.
You could spend the first 5 minutes talking about how companies are dumb and they're trying to sell stuff through websites. And you can tell your own story about the
Yeah.
eyeglasses. And then you can go into like, but here's the sales funnel secret, right? So one sales funnel secret that can 10x your sales or whatever. And you just teach that for 10 minutes and you go. And the main thing you have to not worry about is people going in, out. Do people just come in, and then it's like, there's only two people here. You just have to go and you have to do it for the sake of doing it. And if 2 out of 72,000 followers come on and you feel stupid, like, you might feel stupid, but you have to go, right?
Yeah.
And do that a few times to sort of just break the ice for you personally, because there's this weirdness
So,
about having 72,000 followers and sort of looking like you got your stuff together, but then you're on
yeah.
a live for the first time and there's four people, right?
Yeah, no, I totally hear you. I've actually gone live a couple times already.
Cool.
It was early on. As a matter of fact, going live got me my very first commission.
See? Yeah, exactly. Oh, we lost him. Well, yeah, going live got him his very first commission. There you go. That's all you need to know. He'll probably pop right back in. I bet his phone just died or something. Yeah, I think that for those of you who are here, that's a big takeaway. That's a big nugget, is going live got him the first commission, but also just in general, I've seen it over and over again.
Woo.
Yo,
Hey, I don't know what happened there.
that happened the other day to somebody too. I don't know.
Gotcha.
StreamYard has been crashing or something.
All
Um,
good.
it got you your first commission. Keep going.
Yeah, it got me my first commission, and I can completely relate to everything that you just said. I
Mm,
mean, when I first went live, I had two viewers, and both of those viewers were people that I knew, who I had
mm.
invited to come over. And so there's a lot of anxiety there. Like, I just wanted to jump off that live because it felt so awkward.
Yup.
Yeah, those feelings were not good at all. Like you said, I think at that time I had like maybe 3,000, 4,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no one watching. But having said that, another thing that I noticed when I did go do those lives is that if you have a viral video that's happening at that moment, you're more likely to catch people on those lives.
Yep.
At least that's what would happen for me. Like, I
Yep.
would go from no one viewing my lives to all of a sudden just tons of people. And like you said, they may come in and leave, but at least there was this constant sort of flow of people that were there.
Yep.
And in addition to that, you also don't see some of the people that are, they're just kind of creeping, but they're not really in the live. Like, you know how like when you're scrolling on TikTok, you have to press the video to actually jump into that room.
Right.
Well, people can be watching without jumping in just to see if they're interested enough.
Yep.
And so that's
That's a
why
lot of
I just,
people. I do that all the
yeah,
time.
same. And so that's why, like, whether I see 0 views or nothing, I just continue doing what I was doing. And it took a couple lives to get to the point where I was comfortable speaking to myself, essentially, right?
Yep.
But you have to do it, right? Like, one of the things that I said to someone else, where I have like a little group, right, where we all help each other out.
Yeah.
And something that I had mentioned is, like, think of how many artists played to empty stadiums before they got their big break,
Yeah.
right? I take it as practice, right? You're just in
Yes.
there and you're practicing. You're practicing how you deliver the message that you're trying to deliver. You're practicing dealing with that anxiety in the moment, right? You're practicing how to take proper breaks. I mean, I'll bring like a little cup of water, and whenever I have that like mental fog where I don't even know what to say next, I just take a quick pause, take a sip of that water, and then jump right back into it, right? These little sort of techniques that allow you to do better lives, allow you to get to the point where you're very comfortable, even answering questions on live, and just doing little impromptu like tangents on what someone said, just to drive that engagement.
Yep. I couldn't say it better. I couldn't say it better. A lot of gold nuggets in there. I think one of the big ones is, well, and yeah, I mean, I said I was going to vaccinate you. You've already got your first vax on that, I guess, you know, so I'm trying to give you the booster. The thing about, you know, how people are scrolling and they have to tap to actually watch live, I think that's a big thing. I think that's legit. I think, you know, there probably is like 10, 20 people, but man, the other one, oh my gosh, the other one, the other gold nugget that you just dropped is that when you have a viral video, that I think that people need to be able to dial into, like, just there's a real element where you need to have sort of what's the word, a pulse. Like, you need to be able to have a hand on the pulse and know when your channel is sort of popping off.
Right.
And that's when you need to just be like, hey, I just got, you know, 10,000 followers today. Like, in the midst of that, not after it, in the midst of all of that, I need to do everything I can to capture this moment, right? Because if it's going to come and go, maybe in some waves here and there, when I get a wave, I need to ride that wave. So I'm going to go live. Maybe I'll go live twice a day, right? And I've seen people, dude, I've seen people who've gone live, like Sarah Ravel used to go live like daily. She used to go live daily and just answer questions and just did Q&A stuff. All kinds of very top platinum diamond earners, they go live a lot. And there's a secret to that. I think there's an element to that, which, you know, if people are going live on a daily basis, you sort of get your condition. You're like, okay, this person's going live. I see him once, I see him twice, I see him 3 times. Okay, damn, this person's like live a lot. Like, this is a big thing for them. They're not a here today, gone tomorrow kind of person. I'm going to tune in today. You know, maybe I got a question today too, you know, or something, you know. And I think it just allows a platform where you're sort of present at some point during the day. And anyway, I didn't know that we were going to go down this live train, but here we are, you know?
Yeah,
so.
no, it's fine. I think it works. I think I needed to hear that again anyway, so I can go back to lives.
Yeah.
They
Or at
absolutely
least
do
give
work.
them a shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What, if there's people here, and I'll let you have the last word today, what, for people who are newer, people who are maybe thinking about creating that first piece of content, what would you say to those people? You know, if you had 1 minute, 2 minutes to give them some encouragement or to give them a tip.
Absolutely. The first thing I would say is stop overthinking it and just make that first video. I can't stress that enough. I mean, you may plan everything that you're going to do with that first video, but at the end of the day, you know, social media has a shelf life. Whatever you make 6 months from now, no one's going to go back to watch your first and second video. It's going to be forgotten. So if it sucks, it won't matter. Just get it out there. And getting it out there means that you're going to see for yourself, like, oh, I could have improved this. Oh, I could have improved that. Well, now you're learning, right? You fail forward. So then you make your next video and you make all the improvements that you just thought of. So stop overthinking it. Just start. You're the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to see success.
I love it. That's awesome, dude. Hey, thanks for coming on. Keep rocking it on that channel. You're obviously just getting started. That video's blowing up, and it's probably a great time for you to go live.
Yeah,
So,
I was just gonna say, like, go watch me live there.
right. But yeah, hey, check back with us. I always tell people, shoot me an email in a month or 2 months or something, and let us know how it's going. I mean, how can we help? How can we stay involved in your life? And then we'd love to have you back on in a couple months or 60 days, 90 days, and just see how things are going.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You bet. See ya. All right, guys. Hey, right here is his info. Go give him a follow and send him a message. Be like, hey, man, when are you going live, dude? But make sure to give him a follow. Find him on TikTok. Find him on Instagram. He's got a few videos that have gone super, super viral on TikTok. And as always, we'll be live again tomorrow. I'll be guest hosting tomorrow for Dave. And then on Friday as well, 10 a.m. Eastern. It's every single day. It's 5 days a week. We'll see you again tomorrow.